Yeah, you guessed right. El Presidente is back.
Viva el Presidente!
Yes, that's right. Finally, I'm back with another tying video. And today we are going old school. Or rather, old school meets new school. Today we are tying the Gandalf fly. The Gandalf fly is a single hook fly, which you don't see too many people, at least here in Scandinavia, that ties classic single hook flies. But I've kind of gone back to fishing smaller single hook patterns this fall. Still fish my big flies when needed, but there are times when you don't really have to go big, and there are a lot of advantages with fishing a smaller fly. Yeah, it's easier to cast. You can actually go down. You can fish it with an 8 weight or almost a 7 weight, which in turn will make it a lot more fun to actually fight the fish. The Gandalf fly is a fly that was born earlier this fall, when me and 3 friends of mine went to the northern parts of the Stockholm area to fish the Baltic Sea. And one of the guys that was with us was Andreas Andersson, who is a big inspiration for me. And he ties some really nice single hook flies. So this fly, actually, this one, the grey one, Gandalf the Grey. I tied there at the cabin that we had, pretty much the exact way, same way that I'm going to show you today. And it was the only fly that I actually caught some fish on that weekend, so I loved it immediately. You can tie it in different colors. The grey ones, we have a all white one, we have kind of like a bleeding herring style. Today though, I'm gonna tie the olive one, color that I really enjoy fishing. And murky, earthy kind of colors has been quite successful in my home waters, especially during the fall. You can tie this articulated, you can tie this triple articulated if you want, but today I'm gonna tie it single hook, because I like to fish it single hook, and also there are not too many single hook patterns for pike flies these days that I see people fish with. So hopefully this will inspire you to tie your own version, or tie it identically, and go out and fish some single hook flies. Shall we start tying? Well, let's go then! Let's just walk through the materials that you're gonna need to tie this fly quickly. I'm also gonna leave a full material listing in the description below. I like to tie this fly on the Partridge Attitude Streamer 4.0, but any of the Partridge 4.0 hooks will do just fine. You're gonna need olive bucktail that you're gonna tie in at 2 colors around the hook shank. You're also gonna need Nayat in the color of olive, and you're gonna need green baitfish emulator flash. The head is going to be built up from brown craft fur with a halo of Firetiger flashaboo, and then we're gonna finish the whole fly with a couple of 11mm eyes. Yo, El Presidente, drop a freestyle on him. Testing, testing, 1, 2, what is this? Is the funky fly tying roughneck business. El Presidente is back to tie some flies, so let's make some noise, cause I am telling no lies. Now everything is prepped. Let's start tying. So let's put on those size 14s and start kicking it for the homeboys, shall we? So let's just add some super glue to the shank of the hook and attach your thread at the very back of the shank. This fly is once again built up by 2 bucktail collars, one here at the back and one in the front. And if you remember how we did the bream fly, We're gonna do something similar here, with the back collar being tied in straight back and then the front collar will be reversed to create those two different angles, ensuring we get the maximum movement out of every material. I placed the bucktail roughly on top of the shank, then add a couple of loose wraps of thread. Then I can make sure the bucktail is spread around simply by pressing it carefully downwards before I tighten the thread and secure the collar with several turns. Cut off the excess bucktail here carefully so you don't accidentally cut your thread. It happens, you know. Now we're gonna add the hair on top of the bucktail, and I am once again using Nayat for this. And if you feel that the underfur is too dense, you can remove some of it before tying it in. But remember to keep your Nayat sparse. You're gonna wanna have the Nayat to be just over an inch, or roughly about 3 centimeters, longer than the bucktail to maximize the movement. Comb it all through to make sure it has spread around the entire shank and blended well with the bucktail. Then cut off the excess Nayat and secure it further with more wraps and a dab of super glue. More combing of the fly here. We have to make sure it looks nice for its big date with the hungry ladies, don't we?
Like a Hellcat.
Now we're gonna add 4 or more, if you want, olive grizzly saddle hackle. And let these stick out again around 3 centimeters longer than the Nayat, all to maximize tapering and movement. You can also make sure that each hackle feather is different in length here.
Feel me like a Hellcat.
Cut it off and secure it with super glue. For the body of the Gandalf fly, I like to use baitfish emulator flash from Hairline. Tie it in at an angle like this and move the thread forward to a point about 1.5 centimeters behind the hook guide.
Feel me like a Hellcat.
Now wrap the body material forward in even but not too narrow turns. Baitfish emulator flash is one of my favorite body materials because it has the length I need for a better fill without at the same time adding any real bulk to it. It also adds a flashy effect and a core to the fly that I love. I carefully separate the fibers so you can tie it in neatly here.
Hellcat.
Seems like the idiot you're watching actually forgot to add super glue to this tying point. Don't repeat his mistake, please.
Coming like a hell.
Now it's time to tie in the second sparse bucktail color with the tips facing forward. Even the ends out by gently tapping them to the palm of your hand. Again, I hold the bucktail on top of the shank while adding 2 loose wraps.
Like a Hellcat.
Then I press the bundle down gently so that it spreads around the shank before tightening the thread to make the hairs flare out. Add more wraps here to further secure the bucktail before cutting off the waist.
Coming like a Hellcat.
Now fold the entire bundle of bucktail back and be careful not to get any crooked hairs.
Coming like a Hellcat.
Then start building a long tapering of thread cone in front of the bucktail collar. The aim is to create a collar that has an angle that you are satisfied with. Around 60 degrees is something I like to have, but in the end it's a matter of personal preferences. The most important thing is that there is a wider angle to this bucktail collar than the one we tied in at the back. And also remember that we're gonna add material over this collar that will weight it down slightly, so don't make a too narrow angle here.
Like a Hellcat.
For the head here I'm gonna use craft fur. This is shorter than the Nayat, which will further enhance the tapering effect and will not prohibit the movement of the tails as much. I use quite a lot of craft fur here, and I like to remove some of the underfur from it to make it easier to tie in. I once again encapsulate the bucktail collar, this time with the craft fur, and do a couple of loose wraps to make sure it's evenly spread around the shank. Comb through it all to remove any loose hairs and blend it with the rest of the fly. Then cut off the waist of the craft fur.
Coming like a Hellcat.
Seriously, this guy has a thing for combing, hasn't he? Now add just a small amount of Flashaboo. It's meant to act as something of a halo around the fly, adding movement and a slight shimmer. I used the Firetiger blend of Flashaboo from Hedron, and this is actually the predator size Flashaboo that Daniel Holm down in Denmark has developed with Hedron. Cut the predator flash in half and tapered the ends to it. Then do a 60-40 spread to the flash with the longer part tied into the back. Try to spread the sparse flash bundle around the entire hook and then tie it down. Then fold back the shorter ends and tie it all down here.
Coming like a Hellcat.
End the fly here by adding super glue to the tying point and secure it further with some whip finishing. If you saw me ramble on about new fly tying materials a few weeks back, you would have seen me show the new UV eyes from fly dressing. I'm gonna use those in 11mm size here, and the green color will be perfect.
Coming like a Hellcat.
Add the eyes with super glue gel on each side of the head.
Like a Hellcat.
I'm finishing this fly by filling up the gap between the eyes with bug bond. It's just a matter of personal taste if you want to use UV resin or epoxy to the head. Epoxy will add more weight, but are in turn more durable. Being lazy, I like the easiness of the bug bond and the fact that it doesn't add much weight at all to the fly. But regardless of what you like to use, make sure that you do fill up the eyes with something, because just glued on like this they will come loose quicker than soon.
Coming like a Hellcat. Like a Hellcat.
So, there you have it. Gandalf fly. Single hook, old school meets new school style. Hope you enjoyed this tying video. Hope you learned something today again. See you soon again. Till next time, do like the pike's tooth, stay sharp. See ya!